Welcome to English Reading for Learning. Hello everyone, this is GK. I am going to read you about one of sites in Cambodia where collectively more than 1 million people were killed and buried by the Khmer Rouge regime, the Communist Party of Kampuchea, during its rule of the country from 1975 to 1979, immediately after the end of the Cambodian Civil War, 1970 to 1975. The mass killings are widely regarded as part of a broad state-sponsored genocide, the Cambodian Genocide. It is called the Killing Fields. Just before that, please help to click like and subscribe my channel. Awesome! Now here it is. The Killing Fields of Chung Ek in Cambodia. Killing Fields of Chung Ek is situated 15 kilometers southwest of Phnom Penh and made famous by the film of the same name, Killing Field. This place is one of the most prolific and historic places in Phnom Penh and stands a cruel reminder of the atrocities inflicted upon the masses of Cambodia. More than 17,000 civilians were killed and buried in mass graves. Many of them were transported there between 1975 and 1978. About 17,000 men, women, children and infants, including 9 Westerners, were transported to the extermination to death to avoid wasting precious bullets, after detention and torture in Tuol Sleng prison. The remains of 8,985 people, many of whom were bound and blindfolded, were exhumed in 1980 from mass graves in this one-time Long and Orchard. 43 of the 129 communal graves here have been left untouched. Fragments of human bone and bits of cloth are scattered around the disinterred pits. Over 8,000 skulls, arranged by sex, are visible behind the clear glass panels of the memorial stupa, which was erected in 1988. This place is a chilling reminder of the brutalities of the genocidal Khmer Rouge regime. In the center of the area is a 17-story glass stupa which houses 8,000 skulls exhumed from mass graves. This is the location where the Khmer Rouge took their prisoners for execution. The prisoners were made to wait here for 24 hours before they were killed by a blow to the head, after which their throats were slit. Babies were killed by bashing their heads against a tree. There were separate graves for men, for women and for children. Former friends of Pol Pot who were executed here had separate graves too. Visitors can walk along 86 mass graves from which the remainders of 8,985 men, women and children were unearthed after the liberation of the Khmer Rouges. There were killing fields all over the country, but Chung Ek was believed to be the largest one. The place is actually a mass grave where almost 17,000 innocents were slaughtered mercilessly for no fault of theirs. The place is really frightening and sends a shiver down the spine as one recalls how the place had been transformed into a grave. There is actually a stupa which stands in the middle of the area, and it is this stupa which has become the place for housing the 8,000 skulls taken out from the mass graves. The Khmer Rouge had turned the peaceful and beautiful Chung Ek village into the infamous and miserable killing fields. The Pol Pot regime slaughtered people in the thousands without mercy and buried them in mass graves. The majority of the victims were trucked out to Chung Ek, at about 8 or 9 o'clock p.m., to be killed. The guards took the prisoners from their cells to the main gate where a large truck waited and told them that they were being transferred to another place. This lie was created to prevent the prisoners from crying, refusing to go or from escaping. In order to be well prepared for execution, a messenger from the defense unit was sent to the Chung Ek killing field in advance to inform a permanent team about the number of the prisoners to be killed that day. Usually, the messenger went to the killing field by motorcycle in the mornings. To ensure that a top secret was kept and also that the execution was carried out properly, the number of prisoners executed at Chung Ek on a daily basis varied from a few dozen to over 300. The latter figure was recorded in May 1978 at the height of the pursuits in the Eastern Zone. On a monthly basis, 2 or 3 trucks would go from S21 to Chung Ek. Each truck held 3 or 4 guards and 20 to 30 frightened, silent prisoners. When the trucks arrived at the site, 2 guards seated with prisoners jumped from the canvas and took prisoners down, shoved them into a small building. The building was constructed from wood with a galvanized steel roof, and its walls were built with 2 layers of flat wood to darken the room and also to prevent prisoners seeing each other. Then, they were told to kneel down, and then they were clubbed on the neck with tools such as cart axle, hoe, stick, wooden club, or whatever else served as a weapon of death. They were sometimes stabbed with knives or swords to save using bullets, which were deemed to be too expensive. Soon after prisoners were executed, the head of inspectors made sure that no one was alive. According to a witness who came to Chung Ak just 2 days after Liberation Day, January 7, 1979, said that at the site there was a small hut with chemical substances. He guessed that executioners scattered these substances over the dead bodies of the victims after execution. This action might have served 2 purposes. First, to eliminate the stench from the dead bodies, which could potentially raise suspicion among people working near the killing fields, and secondly, the chemicals would have killed off victims who were buried alive. At the end, when the execution was completely finished, the killers washed their body and killing tools in a ditch near the site. Thanks for watching and listening. Please click like and subscribe for new and latest uploads.